Hello all my Youtubular fans, this is the Adatodie, back with another Youtubular video! Thank you, thanks, you're all just too kind. Alright, sit down now, sit down, sit down! Alright, thank you, that's more like it. Alright guys, in today's episode, we are going to be talking about the future of Call of Duty. And when I say we, I mean me and Bruce. Say hi, Bruce.
Hello. How are you doing?
So basically, me and him have been talking lately. We've been playing the older Call of Duties and the new ones, and we just over this time we've gathered thoughts on what we think Call of Duty should be, and we've just been thinking about the future of it, and we've been just dying to share it with you guys, haven't we, Bruce?
Yeah, I'm dying right now. Like, I'm literally bleeding out.
You're bleeding out? Do you need some help?
Yeah, I need to revive.
You have a self-revive though, right?
Nope.
Oh, wow, nice. You don't have $4,000 to get one. That's beautiful. Alright, so we have a couple points that we want to touch today on the future of Call of Duty. So without further delay, guys, let's get right into it. Okay, so over the past 3 years, I would say that Call of Duty has become extremely, and I mean extremely, futuristic. Wouldn't you say so, Bruce?
Yeah.
Now,
I mean, Call of Duty has gone from starting as a World War II game, going into the modern era, or maybe even slightly before modern, with games like Black Ops 1. And now it's gone to the point where it's so far into the future that it's not really relatable.
yeah, I mean, you know, back in the day when we played Call of Duty, you'd always think of the on-ground combat, like you're actually in a battle, like you're actually fighting a war, like Call of Duty's actually meant to be like. And see, that's what I feel like is wrong with Call of Duty now, honestly, is that it has now become so futuristic. I mean, if they had not, like, it's okay with it being futuristic in my eye, it's just they don't need to do that for every single Call of Duty, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Like, if they were to do one futuristic game, for like one of the developers is a futuristic game, that's one futuristic Call of Duty every 3 years, and I could handle that.
Yeah.
It's just the fact that now it's becoming the norm for Call of Duty.
And I don't think that should happen at all. I mean, like, in 2014, you had, you know, Sledgehammer. They came in and they gave us a futuristic Call of Duty, which was fine. I thought it was fine. I actually thought it was going to be pretty cool. They were doing a futuristic touch, like something they'd not really, like they had touched on it before, but they hadn't done it to that point where you're, you know, you got these exosuits and you're jumping around like little fleas in combat, and it's kind of in air combat at sometimes where you're having to shoot people in air and everything. Like, we had never seen that before, and I thought that was okay, because I didn't really think that in the long run it would carry over to next year's Call of Duty, you know what I mean? And that, my friends, is where I feel like they really messed up.
3 futuristic Call of Duties in a row would be really bad.
Yeah, this is why I think that Infinity Ward's game should be the boots on the ground Call of Duty, which we all love. I think no one really hated on that, did they? Back in the day, at all.
No, nobody complained about, you know, not being able to fly 50 feet into the air.
I know, but everyone's complaining about these new movements. So I feel like it should be a wake-up call to these people that they should not do these movements anymore. I mean, Sledgehammer can still do it. I mean, fine, what do you freaking do, honestly? They can still do it, that's fine. But I think that they should keep Infinity Ward. Out of any of them, I think they should keep Infinity Ward their boots on the ground. You know? Because, you know, the future of Call of Duty is at hand, people. We can't screw it up for our children.
Yeah, I know. I mean, like, what kind of world would our kids live in if they grew up in a world where Call of Duty is gonna eventually turn into like some like mythical wizard game where you play as a freaking fairy and you don't even use guns, you just use like sticks that just kill people.
I swear, if Call of Duty becomes Wizard 101, that's the day I'm gonna chug bleach.
That's what it's heading to. Like, I mean, it's barely realistic. Well, it's not really that realistic. I mean, you're flying around, you're playing as these random characters, you get all this crazy gear that doesn't even look human for them. I mean,
So I think we both agree. Stop with the futuristic movements, right?
Basically, yes. So, Call of Duty, we know what it is now, but what we're going to talk about is what do we want it to become? Where do we see it going from here, and where do we think it should go? I believe personally that really what Call of Duty needs to do to find success again, at least the success that it used to have, because it's still successful, but
Yeah.
it's basically it's on the decline.
Yeah.
But if they want to bring themselves back, why don't they just return to their roots? And I don't mean to make like a very basic game, like no kill streaks, no nothing, just like some like Call of Duty 1 or some crap.
Oh yeah. No.
What I mean is to return to the kind of format of game they had with like MW2, MW3, Black Ops 1. I mean like the more simple games. They don't need to have these advanced movements because advanced movements are killing the game. If people wanted to jump into the air, they'd play Halo. They'd play all the other games. There's nothing but futuristic first-person shooters right now. They could play Titanfall if they wanted to do all this wall running.
Yeah, I know, and that would be like, okay, so like you said, what you just touched on, how like all these first-person shooters now, how they are futuristic, right?
Right.
Okay, so if Call of Duty, like at this point, Call of Duty is one of the leading company like things, you know, and
Franchises.
yeah, franchises. I don't know why I couldn't find that word there, but yeah, they're one of the leading franchises in first-person shooters. So if they, despite all these other people doing futuristic stuff, if they changed and went back to like the modern or even past things, that would give people a fresh taste and it would give them something that they love again. Because we've not had that in so long. If you actually think, the last game, like first-person shooter we've had that's been like on the ground is Ghost. And Lord only knows, like I don't know what went wrong with Ghost exactly, but it was just terrible. So I don't
There was a lot there.
Yeah, there was a lot that went bad with that game. But if they could just like do their original stuff again, I think people would come back, and that would get them a lot of people back, and Call of Duty could become the great game it once was.
Make Call of Duty great again.
Hallelujah. Okay, so basically here's what I think's going to happen. I think that Infinity Ward will sadly make the mistake of doing the special movement thing crap stuff that they're doing in these other two Call of Duties that we've got. And I think, like I said, that is a real big mistake, but I do think it's going to happen again for this year, unfortunately. Wouldn't you say so, Bruce?
Yeah, I feel like with this year, and potentially even the next Call of Duty, they're going to stay in the future. They're probably still going to have these movements here, and they might tone down the movements a little bit, kind of like what Black Ops 3 did. But I think we're going to keep seeing movements like this for a little bit.
I feel like, yeah, like they're going to keep the movements, like you said, but I think that they're going to slowly fade away on these next Call of Duties because, okay, so with Treyarch, they try to tone it down, like you just said. And so I think that the developers are going to keep trying to tone it down to where I think they'll basically just be like, hey, no one really wants this. Why do we keep doing this? Because...
And they're slowly going to phase it out over the course of the next few games, basically, right?
Yeah, that's what I say is going to happen. But I do, and I feel like the Infinity Ward game with their special movements, that would be like a real deciding factor with people if they really, really, really do not want to see this again, or if they're going to be okay with it. Because, you know, it's just, out of all the developers, I feel like Infinity Ward, out of all of them, had their own style. Like, they were the most different from all the other ones. Like, how that felt to play an Infinity Ward game. Like,
yeah.
It felt the most different. And so if they mess with the Infinity Ward feeling, I feel like, especially like, they've already messed with it in Ghost because it didn't really feel like an Infinity Ward game when I'd play it at all. Like, true Infinity Ward is like Modern Warfare to me, that kind of feel. And I feel like if they already messed it up, but if they continue to do that and don't bring back that feel of Infinity Ward, I don't think Infinity Ward is going to be around much longer because they won't be making Activision the money that they want. And they'll probably just get disowned, honestly. But
Yeah, I mean, like, if they're to come out with a Ghost 2 or something this year, I mean, that's basically, that's not good for Infinity Ward. Like, they're going to be at an all-time low, and it's going to be very hard for them to come back from something like that.
Yeah, because that's why I feel like they should do something like a Modern Warfare 4, and they could just do a whole nother series thing. I mean, that could work. I just don't think they should continue Ghost, and I really wish that they would not continue the movements in this next one, but they most likely will, because, you know, Infinity Ward, they're probably like, you know, while these other developers are doing it, we should probably give it a try too, even though no one really likes it, because they don't seem to really care if we like it or not.
I think Activision told them all to start doing advanced movements, and then they didn't. So they're all like well into development of their games, and they all have these movements there. And then Advanced Warfare comes out, and they realize everybody hates these movements. So they're like, well, crap, and they have to slowly work these out of the game now.
Yeah, and so that's why I feel like they keep saying, all right, we're gonna try to tone it down a little bit. We're gonna put limits on how much you can do. Like, you'll have a little bar that limits you on how much you can use this movement, like Treyarch did. But yeah, I think it's going to be a slow fade, but I feel like it will fade out eventually.
While the future of Call of Duty is uncertain, there is one final hope. If all else fails, and the series comes crumbling down as we know it, then there is one savior we have.
What is that?
Call of Duty Online.
Ooh.
This is a free-to-play game released in China in 2013. They had like their alpha, their closed beta. It's in open beta right now, I believe. But this game is perfect. It takes the best parts of Modern Warfare, Black Ops, and things from any of the Call of Duty games, like maps, weapons, kill streaks, and they throw it all into one game. And it works so beautifully. It's amazing. They even have zombies in there. They have cyborg zombies in there. It's like zombies, but they're cyborgs.
How many game modes are in that game?
As far as like multiplayer game modes, or just like game modes as a whole?
Just game modes as a whole, like multiplayer, campaign.
There's a campaign where you play as, I think you play as a new character, and you follow like the stories of, or you follow some of the Modern Warfare characters who come back for that. There's multiplayer, of course. There's the cyborg zombies. There's this like alien mode, which is weird. It's not like Extinction. It's pretty weird looking. There's like an extraction mode. Apparently survival from Modern Warfare 3. Yes, that is so good. That is back too.
Love it. Is it
and
two-player? Is it two-player?
I don't know. I don't know what the survival mode is like. I might look that up after this, but it's there, and they've got all these things in there, and the game is amazing because you can be using, let's say, the ACR from Modern Warfare 2. Have your gun loaded up, customized the way you want it. You'll be playing on Nuketown with that weapon, and you can be using kill streaks like the dogs, the AC-130, Harrier Strike, stuff like that at the same time. You know, like streaks for like classic streaks, like dogs and stuff from Treyarch games, combined with like an AC-130 from Infinity Ward. It's crazy, and the MOAB from MW3 is there, so that's pretty cool.
So if they are going to release this, like say that they do in the United States, when do you think that would be? Like, when do you think they would know, like, it's now time to release Call of Duty Online?
I think they're going to do it whenever they feel like Call of Duty is not going to sell well, and they need something to boost, just give the franchise a little bit of a lift up, like a boost somewhat. And I think it's actually possible that they could release it this year, because it's another Infinity Ward game, and Infinity Ward's last game proves that they really aren't very reliable to Activision, and Activision's worried about their profits. So, I mean, this, paired with the idea that, or not the idea, the fact that there's a job listing on the Activision website that specifically mentions bringing Call of Duty Online worldwide to different countries. If you think about that, you think about now being a pretty good time for Activision to maybe want to like bundle that with the next Call of Duty to increase sales, I think that makes sense.
Well, what I wonder is, like, some people, like, you like this idea, I can tell. But, so, you wouldn't, so after they release this, would they still release, you think, their yearly just Call of Duty game? Like, Modern Warfare
Yes,
Black Ops?
I think this would be more of, like, a thing in the background that was, you know, for some of the more hardcore people, in a way. I mean, I feel like it would be a PC-only game like it is in China right now. I mean, the reason it's PC-only in China is because they had a console ban for, like, a really long time, and they're only just now allowed to buy consoles again.
Wow.
And so that's kind of why they did that. But I feel like if it came to America, they might still just keep it on PC, because if they put it on console, as amazing as that would be, I kind of doubt them doing that, because that would kind of defer attention from their main game. And I know I also said that could help them boost their sales. And that, what I mean by that is if they were to, like, bundle it with a Call of Duty, like, you buy your new Call of Duty this year, and as a bonus, it comes with Call of Duty Online. And that would just basically drive sales.
Yeah, I think that could be a really good idea, actually. Like, I'm all for that idea, I just don't know if other people would be for it. Like, I think everyone would be, honestly. I mean, in this game, it does not have any of those.
I don't see any reason why you wouldn't.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I mean, there's just always going to be those haters, I think. They're just going to be like, about anything that they do now. But,
yeah.
So, like, there's no special movements in this or anything, right?
No, like, this is basically Modern Warfare and Black Ops combined. That's all it is.
That sounds really, really awesome. And I think...
It's amazing.
I think that could actually save Call of Duty, don't you?
I think it could. I think that is what Activision is going to pull out, because they've seen, like, even recently, like, America, like, the whole West, everything that's not China, they look at this game and they're like, dang, that's amazing. I really wish we had that. And there's a lot of interest over here. And the only way people are, like, trying to play this game, they're making fake Chinese accounts. Like, everybody thinks this game looks awesome. So I think Activision has noticed that, and I think they're going to say, when things are not looking good for them, they're going to be like, they're just going to throw Call of Duty Online out there, and that's going to save them, basically.
Yes, I really, really do think that Call of Duty Online could save the franchise. Definitely. Subscribe.